For generations, the collected works of Stephen King have haunted the nightmares of his massive audience, but one story and one character towers above them all. 1986, it introduced the world to the ghoulish monster known as Pennywise and forever transformed clowns from friendly fools into grotesque ghouls. But what has always distinguished King as the master of horror, and it is one of his greatest masterpieces, isn't just the supernatural threat Pennywise poses. It is a story about the everyday violence we ignore, the child abuse happening behind closed doors, the generation trauma we bottled down, and the bigotry that we allowed fester. HBO's new Stephen King show, IT, Welcome to Derry, confronts this truth with far more courage and way more creativity than the franchise's past two film adaptations do, making it a must-watch. I was immediately captivated by the opening scene of the premiere, which is truly remarkable. We meet Maddie, a small child who is escorted out of a movie theater by an irate staff member after he is caught sneaking in. But not before he engages with Ronnie, the daughter of theater manager Hank, who assists him in escaping. When Maddie tries to hitchhike away from Derry, he is picked up by a family who initially appear to be very pure. There are two children, a father and a pregnant mother. Maddie is thrilled when they tell him they're going to Portland, but he quickly learns that's not the case. Furthermore, these individuals pose a serious threat. In an amazing horror moment, the mother gives birth to a winged demon kid as the episode comes to a close. Maddie is attacked by it as it flies throughout the car, presumably killing him. But since we can't see the body, we can presume that we haven't finished with him yet. Next, we jump ahead to the present, April 1962. 4 months have passed since Maddie vanished, and his friends are missing him. Here we get to know a number of characters. Lily, Marge, Phil, and Teddy are schoolchildren. And then there's Major Leroy, who recently moved to Derry to work at an Air Force installation. Lily is more shy and experiences bullying, whilst Marge is trying to blend in with the popular girls. Teddy and Phil, on the other hand, have a pleasant and engaging dynamic and are a little bit geeky. Clearly, the show is looking for its next Losers Club, but will they be interesting enough to play the show's iconic kids? I don't think so. When Leroy and his friend and coworker Captain Polly Russo, another new member, are toured about the base, they become interested when secret projects are brought up. Additionally, we get to meet their new boss, General Shaw and Halloran, who horror aficionados will recognize from The Shining, makes a brief appearance. Future episodes will feature him more. Throughout the episode, we find out more about Leroy's new position, specifically that he is supposed to evaluate a new B-52 aircraft. General Shaw supports him when he has issues with one of the airmen who doesn't treat him with respect, not said directly, but probably because Leroy is black. Lily reflects on their time together prior to his abduction, recalling a hidden hangout he had shown her that Derry had missed. This flashback tells us about the trauma Lily had and the reason why, regrettably, she is bullied by her classmates. She remembers her father, who was employed in a jarring mill, passing away. She had left a toy inside one day when she and her mother went to get him. And when her dad went inside to retrieve it for her, a machine broke down and killed him. Maddie had reassured Lily that she was to blame for her father's passing. In the present, Teddy feels bad about missing Maddie's birthday, and Phil and Teddy talk about their bond with him. Lily is startled when she hears voices coming from the bathtub drain in her home bathroom. As she listens intently, she hears what sounds like singing. When two bloody fingers reach out, she panics, thinking it might be Maddie. The following day at school, she tries to tell Marge about it, but she doesn't believe her. She fears that more bullying will result from Lily's accusations. Lily searches for Phil and Teddy in the hidden hangout because she has nowhere else to go. Teddy hears her account, but they don't think she's telling the truth. Until something happens to Teddy, that is. Teddy tries to question his dad about kidnappings as they are having dinner together, but his dad doesn't want to hear it. He shares a terrifying story with Teddy about their family's experience during the Holocaust, when their faces were used as lampshades as they are Jewish Americans. Instead of reading comic books, he exhorts Teddy to concentrate on the outside world. Later that evening, Teddy is reading comic books in bed when faces start to emerge on his lampshade, causing him to have a frightening episode. After his brother enters, they vanish, but Teddy is sufficiently horrified by the event to begin to believe Lily's account. Lily, Teddy, and Phil are finally in agreement. They must discover the truth about Maddie's fate. They read newspaper clippings about Maddie's disappearance at the library where they initially go. This takes them to the theater where he was last seen in the Capitol. They try to talk to Ronnie, but she doesn't want to because the police caused her dad a lot of trouble about the disappearance, until she learns of the voices coming from the drains, that is. Ronnie decides to take the group to the movie theater after discovering that she, too, heard voices there. We also see a glimpse of Leroy in his room at the base at night, where he is ambushed by several masked men before to the big movie theater ending, which, spoiler alert, doesn't end well. He nearly dies, but he refuses to give them any information since they say they are searching for sensitive material. Polly enters and assists in chasing them away. Even though Welcome to Derry's opening scene is huge, the episode's conclusion also features an amazing horror moment. After arriving at the movie theater, the group of children, including Phil's unfortunate younger sister, sit down to watch a scene from The Music Man. Although Lily doesn't know why, she instantly recognizes the tune as the one being sung by the voice in the sewer. For further background, this is the film that is playing when Maddie enters the cinema covertly at the beginning of the episode. The children observe Maddie standing with a group of people inside the movie as they watch The Music Man. He hears them as they begin calling his name, but he chooses not to pay attention. He won't come out because he feels his buddies have betrayed him. You can probably predict which baby he is holding because it is wrapped in a blanket. It turns out to be the same flying demon baby from the first scene of the episode. The creature chases after everyone as it flies into the cinema from the movie. It increases quickly in size as it flies around, and sadly for this bunch of Derry kids, it is lethal. Everyone but Lily and Ronnie are killed by the monster, and the episode concludes with the former's lethal scream. That is undoubtedly a memorable way to wrap up an episode.